Oh, sick, nasty. Da 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 da. Marjan.
Okay.
And Dredge. So what are we playing?
Save slot. This is the Snurge.
The Surge?
The Snurge.
So tell me what this game is about.
The ancient Greeks once said, "Society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know shall never sit in." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel you.
So basically, this game is about a technological revolution, and you go to this company because I'm just gonna skip this. I don't really care.
Whoa!
Oh, it's a hip. What's that dude? Guy from the Office.
Don Hackett,
Or not
dude.
the Office.
Oh, Todd.
No.
Tom.
Wait, no, it's from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Tom Hatherford.
Sure, man. Yeah.
Dude.
Tom Hatherford. Good old Tom.
So I'm like sitting in there, and we're going on a train ride. We're looking at this Creo sign. We're this dude right here.
Isn't Creo like a toy company?
Well,
Yeah.
it's this thing now.
Well, Creole is like a French person.
Creola.
Crayola.
Creo.
Well, Creo is a toy company, if I remember correctly, no?
What kind of toys do they make exactly?
I don't remember. I'm actually going to look that
Like,
up.
are these like adult toys or
No.
less interesting ones?
Creo! For kids and adults!
But, you
Or
know...
2-in-1.
Dude, do you want to look around?
Crayon Vibrator.
Crayon Vibrator. You can draw with it and also pleasure yourself.
Oh, please no.
What more could you want?
Have you guys heard of the anime, A Boring World Where the Concept of Dirty Jokes Does Not Exist?
Wait, what?
It's a wonderful show.
That's an anime?
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Interesting.
I would highly recommend.
Why though?
Oh, yeah, by the way, we're paraplegic.
Oh, interesting.
Good old, they did the thing where like they put you in, it's like, oh, he's just sitting down, and then the camera pans over you. Oh, he's paraplegic.
Yeah, dude. They did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going the right way. I don't even remember which way I went when I played this.
You're right. Creole is a thing for Caribbean people.
Oh, Caribbean people.
It's a person of
Oh,
mixed
like
European
French
and black descent, especially in the Caribbean.
That was like French.
And then the second meaning is a mother tongue formed from the contact of two languages through an earlier prodigious
Mother
stage.
tongue.
Mother-
Yeah, boy.
mother-
I know what that means.
Oedipus,
Check
here
it out.
we
Ready?
come.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, baby, hardcore downhill.
Lol, JK, Creo is like...
Sick.
It is an Indian technology company. Never mind, it is not a toy company.
Maybe they make technology toys.
Alright, so now I get to pick. Do I want to be the Lynx, the fast and agile moving robot, or do I want to be the Rhino, the heavy hitter with heavy duty abilities and shit?
I feel like
So
you
you
want
got-
to be the Lynx.
I did pick the Lynx last time.
Tom the Dino.
Well, do what you've never done before. Go to the
Okay,
Rhino.
let's try the Rhino.
Be a rhino man.
Dude, just
I
roll around.
actually don't really think it changes much because you can switch out the parts pretty easily. So
Oh well,
has the job for you.
you know.
yeah,
sometimes
we
it's
can
better.
believe you can move mountains. So then we were like, yo, I'm gonna become a Rhino man. And then they were like, oh, then this is a very like weirdly violent scene compared to everything else, where he's gonna get his head drilled in. So viewer discretion is advised, I guess.
Oh, he's still awake.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're gonna sedate you, and then he's like, what? I'm not sedated. What are you talking about?
But
And
like,
then
why wouldn't they sedate him?
I skipped this because I didn't really want to watch it.
He's like,
Oh, okay. Wow, that is a little more violent than I was expecting.
shit. It looks nice though. It's like new graphics.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I just
God,
like,
that must be terrible to go
I
through
know.
that, like, being fully awake.
yeah, but it doesn't make sense like at all, right? Like, why wouldn't they just sedate him?
I think they
It
forgot.
doesn't cost that much money.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, that's gonna hurt real good.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Oh, he just woke up from a bad nightmare, like, oh shit.
Oh,
Oh!
That's not supposed
I
to
had
go
a dream
there.
someone was drilling in the back of my head.
Isn't that right? Thing that I'm now imagining because I had something planted into my
So
spine.
I skipped the cutscene, but basically he woke up and he was like, "Oh man, this is so weird." And then he like picked up a pipe, and
Hey.
now he can use it as a bat.
sick. That's the most bat-like pipe I've ever seen.
It's a very bat-like pipe. I think it's actually
It's got like a little blade on
I
the
think
end
it's an
there.
injector.
So is this like
It's like a
post-apocalyptic
hydraulic
then?
thing.
Well, nobody really knows what's happening because those bots, the people with these rigs, went crazy with the neural implants and shit. So basically, like, think of this world as basically Dark Souls with cyberpunky-ish,
Interesting.
and now
Cyber Souls.
everything's out to kill you.
Yeah.
This is basically the premise of this
It's
game.
Cyber Souls.
This kind of reminds me of what's that game that you like slide around on your knees and shit?
Wet.
No. What?
Yeah, wet.
I actually know what you're talking about.
No,
Yeah,
there's a robotic. There's a robotic. Like you have like a robotic exosuit, and you're like sliding around shooting shit. And apparently, like it's one of the most like entertaining combat modes ever. I need to look it up now, but it's.
Yeah,
Wet.
what you're talking about. Yeah, it's wet.
Are you sure?
Play the girl, you shoot people with pistols. Never reload. Literally ever, you never reload.
Never reload.
And, like, it's got this cool thing with momentum where it mimics real life.
Like
in that,
magic.
Like, you could be walking, right, and then you go to, like, drop onto your knees and slide on them, and then you pick up a bunch of speed as soon as you get onto your knees.
Oh,
I mean, interesting, but I'm not
I
quite
don't think
seeing the
that's how-
momentum part of it.
I don't-
You guys can't do that?
yeah, I can. Oh right, the fault detective. My core power's busted, so I gotta go core my powers.
What about
You
power?
gotta start working on your core muscle groups more. You gotta get
Do
some
some
medicine
crunches.
ball exercises.
You know what,
Do
I agree.
Do some pull-ups.
Basically, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you got what's going on here?" And then you're like, "Oh, well, people are going crazy. I'm getting attacked. I just woke up." And then she's like, "Oh, you should probably go fix your core thing." And he's like, "But what? Like people are attacking me." So this game has an interesting mechanic because fuck the story, nobody cares. Unless you do care, in which case, explain it in the comments. I would love to hear it. Basically, they all have. You can attack every part of the body. So notice that you can I can target his left arm, his
Yeah,
right
you can
arm,
make them glow.
his head, body, and both legs. If you attack the body parts that are unarmored, you do more damage. But if you attack the body parts that are armored, you will maybe have a chance of cutting off that part and getting it for yourself.
Oh, brutal.
So I could get his arm thing, whatever that thing is. I could use
It's
that
on
as my
fire.
own weapon. Yeah, people light on fire.
Lit
when
them
they
on
die.
fire. Man.
You do the slidey thing. So what are you gonna do? What are you
It's
gonna do
so-
about it?
Bitch.
I actually know a little bit about this game.
Tell me about it.
Ow, you bitch.
I was hearing that although you can pick which body part your character aims at, it's still 3D hit detection.
Yes.
So depending on the animation, you might still just hit.
Yes.
On that word part.
But it helps when you target it a lot. Like
Okay.
if they're basically turned away from you, then it'll be like, oh, you didn't hit them right. But like if you actually go for the part, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna get it.
Okay. It was super early first impressions video that I saw. I seemed a little peeved about it.
Well,
But-
I mean, it's that has not been if you're just patient and you attack when you see an opening on that side of the body,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're probably gonna get it. But if you're just like going in guns a-blazing like that just now, then like you might not get it obviously because like you
Yeah.
just see if he turns away like that, then like obviously-
Basically, what you're saying is the dude's bad.
Yes.
And it's probably what would make him mad.
Honestly, this game is really interesting. Like, I really like the dynamic of it.
I'm digging these special effects, man. These graphics are fan-tastic.
Oh yeah. Is this a recent release or was it?
Yeah, it came out like a couple months.
Oh, here we
ago.
go. Now I
2
got
months
my
ago.
day. It came out
Month and a
probably a
half
little
ago?
longer than that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
3 months ago?
I don't know. It's been
6.9 months.
it's been a long enough time that it was on sale enough for me to buy it.
What is summer sale? Did you
It's
guys
a
pick up anything during summer
It's a
sale?
shame though that like some of these games that like they just have such a beautiful art direction and they just don't do well.
See, the thing is, though, my one complaint about this game,
This game's just
after
not
being
that good though, right?
yeah, after being 2 bosses in, the bosses they're cool and they look cool, but the actual whenever I beat a boss, I'm not like, oh, cool, the next area. I'm like, oh, more of what was happening before. Which, that happens sometimes, but I'd prefer to be surprised when I get to a new area. Like Dark Souls.
Yeah,
you're
Dark
like-
Souls. To be fair, though, Dark Souls did that exceedingly well. I think
You're right.
to hold to that standard would be.
Obviously, but I wish they would at least change up the environments because it's just
Is it just this the whole time? Basically?
it actually gets even darker. So it's just kind of hard to see and a little bit eh.
the same scenery. It's just not as much light.
I'm gonna go for this guy's arm now.
Yeah, the whole like, just the idea that everything is sort of tied, like all the UI elements are tied to pieces that are on the screen. I think that's really cool. Or at least it feels like it. I guess your
Well,
other
there we
arm
go.
there
Now
is
I got his
kinda
arm.
that.
So I just picked up his Link's arm schematic
Cool.
and a
Link's
Spectre
arms.
Bite weapon, whatever that is. Actually, we can equip it right now.
Oh shit! That thing
Oh,
looks
that's
crazy.
fucking dope.
That thing looks crazy.
That looks pretty cool.
The other thing about this game is, yeah, they look cool, but kind of like there's no real discernible difference between
Just
them.
hopped on those back and fucking murdered the shit out of them.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
I actually see no difference between the Rhino and the Link
He's
so
a
far.
madman.
Like literally none. So, and then there's a progression mechanic that
Oh, you're.
I'm gonna-
I assume you have stats. Are they any different with the Rhino build?
it like my movement and everything is completely unchanged. It
Really?
seems like, yeah.
Like same, because like the weapons seem like they have a lot of weight to them, but it also seems like it's something where if you leveled up strength enough, you'd be able to get that animation faster.
Well, I'm dead. I was trying to go for the kill. I do want better. I want to try different weapons because I found that there was like one weapon that I got from the first like mini boss, and I just used it forever. And it was really powerful, but like all the weapons are pretty much the same in this game.
That's another problem, right? Like if game devs put a weapon that is more powerful than everything else in their game, then like they have to expect people to only use that one, right?
It might be like the Dark Souls thing where you like get a boss weapon and you just started using it. And you're like, oh, this is awesome, and then it's not actually that amazing. Late game.
So was the weapon you got actually like way better than the other ones, or was it just a perceived?
It was like better by enough points and just faster that I was like not willing to use anything different.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Well, it's interesting too with a lot of those kind of like games where you can pick up a whole bunch of different weapons. It just depends on whether or not you can level it up.
Mm-hmm.
See, because like there's a lot of games that I used to play where there was an item that just everybody would stop using because it was very weak early on, but it had like a weird exponential growth where at the end of it, it was just incredibly powerful. So it just depends on like people who really want to do the number crunching. But for a stylistic game, it's like whatever, just play what you see fit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Play as you see fit.
So I have a question pertaining to the play as you see fit. Do the different weapons have different like attack like times and animations, or are they all sort of just this multi-purpose slashing tool thing?
So there's like different archetypes of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how in Dark Souls like a axe is different than like a sword, and a spear is different
Dude,
than an
I really
axe.
like that level. That's a nice touch. Sorry, continue.
But you know those like differences between like the major weapon archetypes. That's basically all there is. But there's like so there's single rigged, which is like it's attached to the rig, like it is right now for me.
Okay. You're not like you were holding the pipe before, but this one's just
this
attached
one's
to
attached
you.
to the rig
Okay.
itself. And then there's twin rigged, meaning it's one. There's something on both arms.
Yeah, good old dual wield.
There's like a large weapon rigged. See, and also you get proficiencies with each one, which kind of makes it so you don't really want to change from the ones that you get.
Yeah.
So it gets kind of grindy if you want to change.
Not really. Like I don't even know if there's a big difference in the proficiencies. Like I never really noticed it, but it was just like a number that I was like, oh, but I have a number in this one.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Because if you get to the point where you've been using one, say you win on a session and you only use one weapon for the whole session, call it 4 hours or whatever.
Also,
You're gonna end
just
up
a
being
quick explanation. These are tied to your level. So when you have a high enough core level, you can unlock certain doors or overcharge these things.
good gating mechanic.
It's an interesting way of doing it.
Well, yeah, but shit, I actually lost my thought.
The level.
There it
of
is. I found
proficiency.
it.
Oh yeah, hey, thanks for finding that. That's the problem. If you have a proficiency system that means something, like you actually get better with that weapon, then in a game like this where you progress linearly, sort of, by the time you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm kind of done with this weapon, I want to try something new, you're going to be in an area that's way too hard for your other weapons to be able to match up, so you're stuck with just kind of one weapon the whole time.
Yeah.
But then if you have a progression system that doesn't really mean anything, like
Well, get good.
like if you have this, because you're saying like you wanted to use that weapon because you had points in it. If those points don't actually mean anything, and you can freely switch weapons whenever you want, then it's kind of like, how do you make the enemies harder? Like, how do you make yourself do more damage and stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
I
wonder if in
think,
this game there's like a way to like
overcome.
speed up your proficiency stuff.
There might be. I mean, I wouldn't know. I've seen about 15 minutes of it.
It seems like it's pretty fast. Like, you could just run through an area a couple times and gain enough proficiency that it doesn't really change much. It feels like, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And you get weapons of, like, the same archetype. Even if you have, like, find a better one, you can be like, oh, this one looks cooler. But honestly, it just looks like aesthetic changes. It doesn't really seem like the actual things matter at all, which is kind of boring.
Yeah, because like if you do it that way, you run the risk of just not like the players just not caring, right?
Yeah.
Because like the weapons have to feel good and they have to also look cool.
Very true.
And if they're lacking in one or God forbid both, then like what is the point of playing the game to an extent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I didn't know that I could
We
redeem
got some
vouchers.
sick armor or something, whatever that is.
Store, stamina consumption is lower. Oh my god, look at these legs,
Look,
dude.
you got sick armor, man.
Dude, he did leg day only on one side.
Only one leg.
Okay, maybe this is where it changes, because I didn't actually redeem my voucher when I played as the other character, as the Lynx. Apparently you
What
can
does
just
the
talk to
voucher
this
do?
thing and get pieces of your body.
Well, there you go.
That was silly of me not to do that. Oh well.
Knowing that now, do you think possibly the characters might play very differently?
Maybe. I mean, doesn't seem...
Like,
too-
did it actually? Did those things actually augment your play style at all
it
yet?
changes my power consumption by 3%.
Oh,
And
okay,
my
it's one of
stamina
those
consumption
games.
by 3%. So,
Okay,
I don't know if it's the biggest difference,
Yeah.
but,
Are you moving faster or slower?
I'm moving a little faster, I think.
It's got the. I don't want to call it the Borderlands problem, but it's the Borderlands problem of when you get a new thing, it just being like, oh, this one is 2.3% better than my old stuff.
But, like, the thing is, though, sometimes it would be a completely different weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Which
of
is
course,
cool.
of
I
course.
loved Borderlands for that reason.
Yeah, yeah. And like even if you got a weapon that was the same, it could have an added like it might light people on fire.
Yeah,
or
and
do
those
some sort of
those
damage
status
over time.
elements were actually really cool and meaningful.
Mhm. And like you could get, there were so many different versions of the same thing that you could get that it didn't matter if it was better because it would be different in some way.
Oh, I totally got the vibro cutter, which is what I used in my other playthrough for like a long time.
Oh, it's the fucking, it's the chainsword from Warhammer.
It is straight up a chainsword, yeah. It's not rigged though.
Oh, hell
So, like,
yeah.
I used to
That's
love
bonus points
Warhammer.
right there.
I
Warhammer's
used
the
to
shit.
love it.
That's the shit.
I used to paint.
Just-
Was it the Space
I
Marines
bought-
and then the Tyranids?
I bought 30 like it was like Elite Guard Space Marines.
Yeah.
Just to paint them. Never played with them.
Oh,
Just paint
same.
I
I
thought
have a lamp at my dad's place.
Nerds.
I have a lamp at my dad's place that at the top of
That's-
it had a magnifying glass, and it was like you could like
Yep.
inspect it and like.
Yeah, dude, those things. That's one of the 4 pillars of nerddom. You got comic book nerds.
Yeah.
You got Warhammer nerds. You got D&D nerds, and then you got video game nerds. Those are the 4 corners.
Wow, I literally fit every
I
category.
have 3 of those down.
I fit 4 of those
Wait, what
categories.
was the
good
what was the
lord.
first one you said?
First
Comic.
one is comic book nerds.
Oh, I have none of that.
Yeah,
I've never read a comic book in my life.
I have. I mean, like.
Does manga count?
I mean, yeah.
I don't even read
don't
manga,
see why not.
actually.
I would lump in anime nerds with comic book nerds just because it's sort of the same medium.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's the same idea. Anime and superheroes are alarmingly similar, I think.
Especially
Probably.
now with certain animes that have recently
Yeah.
come out are even more similar now.
Totally not My Hero Academia.
That anime is great, by
it's-
the way. I would endorse it to
actually,
anyone.
Like 9 out of 10, definitely.
So this series and Kirby Air Ride might be coming out during the same week, so we might just be talking about My Hero Academia in 2 different episodes in 1 week.
Yeah,
hey,
well,
the more
it
the
was
better.
the other one was just like
Better.
a quick little reference, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or another endorsement, but it warrants it. Okay.
of course.
It's a
It
good
warrants
show.
it.
It's only on season 2 right now.
Yeah. So
So,
you
you
get
know.
in the boat early because it's going to take off without you.
Maybe I will.
Or don't wait till it all comes out and is finished, and then binge it in 2 days
Maybe I'll have to.
if you can.
I wonder what season 2 of One Punch Man's gonna look like.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
It's. I think
You guys will like it because I've been
there's-
keeping up with the manga. It's
Oh no, I've
Pretty
heard a
phenomenal.
lot of spoilers from it. So
I feel like
oh, it's gonna be
it's
fun.
pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm
freaking
excited to
fun.
see a lot of the things.
honestly,
that
I
happen.
feel like there's only really 2 real ways it could go, and one of them is pretty unlikely. Like it's either going to be like top tier or it's going to be complete trash garbage.
What do you think?
I think it's probably going to be top tier. There's a very low likelihood of it being trash garbage.
See, the thing is, it's a passion project. Though,
But yeah,
right?
the
Like, that's
first
why.
season was so good that in comparison, I'm saying it would be trash garbage. But
I don't think so.
it's such a small likelihood of it actually being bad. Like I think it's going to be probably even better than the first season was.
Yeah, I don't want to say any spoilers, but we can talk in between episodes or something.
We'll have to do another recording session after season 2 comes out.
I guess so.
And
You guys-
then, of
did
course,
they have a date for that or no?
I don't think so. But season 3 of Rick and Morty in
July 30th.
I'm dating the episode here, but
July 30th comes
what,
out.
like 17 days, something like that,
17
or I guess
days.
30 days exactly.
Yeah.
Because I totally know how calendars work.
I am a calendar.
All right, why don't we call it here? We'll go on to the next one after you kill this guy. How about that?
Okay.
And
Dead as fuck.
We wanted to kill that so quickly because we wanted to leave you. We don't want to be here. We don't want to be here.
well,
Yeah.
I'm
See you later,
sorry.
fuckers.
Oh my god.
Dredge.